The millionaire Adrian Cole returned home after months of overseas expansion, expecting silence and emptiness, as always, but the moment he stepped into his grand mansion, he froze. Instead of the usual cold stillness, he heard laughter, real, bright, uncontrollable laughter. Something he hadn't heard in his home for years. Curious and confused, he followed the sound down the hall. He stopped at the living room doorway, and the scene before him shook him so deeply that for a moment he forgot to breathe. There, in the center of the white-furnished room, the maid he had hired mere months before leaving, Maria, was lying on the floor in her blue uniform, laughing as 3 little children climbed on her back like she was a living playground. His eldest daughter clung to Maria's shoulders, squealing with happiness. His son was shouting joyfully, "Go faster, Maria," while the youngest, barely 4, wrapped her arms around the maid's neck as if she were her entire world. Adrian had never seen his children look so happy, not even with him. The sight hit him harder than any corporate failure ever could. He quietly stepped back into the shadows, watching, unable to interrupt a moment that clearly did not include him. Maria finally collapsed dramatically on the floor, pretending to faint from exhaustion, and the children tumbled beside her, giggling uncontrollably. She lay on her back, breathing hard, then gently pulled them close. "You 3 will be the end of me," she teased. The smallest girl whispered innocently, "But you love us, right?" Maria kissed her forehead softly. "More than you know." Adrian felt something tighten painfully in his chest. That should have been him. He should have been the one laughing with them, hugging them, knowing their little fears and joys. But he had been too busy building an empire to notice his own world slipping away. Then his son said something that cut right through him, "Maria, if you ever leave us, I don't know what we'll do." Maria's eyes softened as she held the boy's hand. "I'm not going anywhere. You're my family too." Family, that word echoed through Adrian's mind like a bell, sharp and painful. He had left to secure their future, to build a legacy. But while he was gone, someone else had filled the spaces he left empty. Before he could move, he heard his eldest daughter ask, "Maria, if Daddy came home now, would he play with us like you do?" Maria's smile faded slightly. She hesitated, her eyes dropping. Then she said gently, "Your father loves you very much." Sometimes people show love in the wrong way, but it's still love. Adrian's heart twisted. He had always told himself he was doing everything for his children, yet here they were, questioning his love. He couldn't hide any longer. He stepped forward. Maria gasped softly, immediately straightening up in surprise. The children turned, eyes wide, as if unsure if he was real. After a long moment of silence, the youngest slowly approached him. "Daddy," she whispered, hesitant. Adrian knelt instantly, opening his arms, and she ran into them. The other 2 followed, though more carefully, as if fearing he might disappear again. He wrapped all 3 in his arms, feeling their warmth, their heartbeat, and the months of distance finally closing. Tears stung his eyes. Over their heads, he met Maria's gaze. She stood nervously, hands clasped, clearly afraid she might be blamed for being too close to the children. "Maria," he said, voice low and shaken, "thank you." She blinked rapidly, confused. "Sir." No," he interrupted softly. "You gave them something I didn't even know they were missing." The children hugged him tighter. "You gave them love. You gave them joy. You gave them a home." Maria's eyes glossed with emotion though she tried to hide it. Adrian slowly stood, carrying the youngest, while keeping a hand on each of the other 2. "From today," he said quietly but firmly, "things will be different." And for once in his life, he meant every word. He spent the rest of the evening playing with them, real play, with laughter, running, and silly games he didn't even remember he knew. The children glowed with happiness, and Adrian felt something inside him heal. Maria watched from the doorway, smiling, her heart warming at the sight of the family finally reconnecting. She didn't need praise, the children's happiness was enough. But Adrian would never forget what he walked in on, the moment that shattered him, awakened him, and rebuilt him all at once. And if you are watching this story unfold right now, let it remind you of something important. Success means nothing if you lose the people you love while chasing it. Sometimes it takes one moment, one person, one unexpected scene to show you what really matters. If this story touched your heart, inspired you, or reminded you of the value of love and family, make sure you subscribe to the channel, because more emotional and life-changing stories are coming your way.